Morning everyone, Ron here, and I thought I'd do another video of the day. This time I thought I'd go over my rock film DVDs. I showed this in one of my updates from last month. This is the movie Jimi Hendrix, which is a documentary about the life of the guitar player, and it's a really good documentary full of concert clips and interviews with band members and friends and other musicians. There's another one called Hendrix, which is a documentary, but it's got actors playing it. I mean, it was pretty good, even though none of Hendrix's original music is in the movie. Just that song all along, Like a Rolling Stone, which is a Bob Dylan song. Up next is the movie Tommy, which is the rock opera by The Who. Watched this years ago when I was 11, and the only reason I liked it at first was for the effects. And in spite of some of the bad singing, I think this is a pretty good movie. I mean, Jack Nicholson cannot sing worth a shit. And it's got some really weird shit in it, like Anne Margaret fantasizing, and all of a sudden she throws this champagne bottle at the TV, and then soap suds start coming out, and then all of a sudden baked beans start shooting out of the TV, and chocolate pudding. It's got some really weird stuff in it. I mean, the standout scenes are Eric Clapton's scene as the preacher, and even though I'm not a fan of either one of them, Tina Turner's scene as the Acid Queen and Elton John's scene as the Pinball Wizard. So this is recommended for Who fans. This is Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare concert film from 1975 from London. Really good concert film, full of theatrics, and basically a lot of his songs off of the Welcome to My Nightmare album. Recommended for any Alice Cooper fan. And this is Pink Floyd's The Wall, which is the movie based on the Wall album of the same name. Really weird off-the-wall film that's really out there. And the animated effects in the film are really cool. This one is about the life and death of Stones guitarist Brian Jones. This is the movie Stoned. I didn't think this was that bad for an independent film, and like that Hendrix movie that I had just mentioned that was on Showtime, this doesn't have any original music from the Stones, just that song Little Red Rooster, which is a cover song. Anyway, this is not a bad film. And this is the bare bones of this DVD, which one of these days I'm going to get the special edition DVD. This is Led Zeppelin's The Song Remains the Same, a really good concert film from Madison Square Garden with fantasy clips of the band members. I mean, the best one is Jimmy Page's fantasy scene where he's climbing up a mountain and he sees that wizard up in the mountain, and then it turns out to be him. Anyway, it's a really good concert film. And this is one of my favorites also. This is Oliver Stone's The Doors from '91. Really good movie about Jim Morrison's life. And I think Val Kilmer does a pretty good job as Jim Morrison. He even looks like him. And plus supporting roles from Kyle MacLachlan and Billy Idol. Anyway, I like this one a lot. And then around that time I got really heavily into the Doors. Next up is another really good one from 2001. This is the movie Rockstar, which stars Mark Wahlberg as the lead singer of this tribute band who takes his band a little bit too far, and then all of a sudden the band members decide to fire him, and he gets a singing gig from the band that he's been doing the tribute for. And then also Jennifer Aniston plays his girlfriend. Really good film with appearances from the bassist from Dokken and Zakk Wylde and Jason Bonham. And it's a really good film about the 80s. And next up, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, I like his old stuff better. This is the 20th anniversary edition of Purple Rain, which is the Prince movie from 1984. He's had a couple other good movies, Sign of the Times, which is a concert film from '87, which needs a DVD release bad. And I admit, I liked Under the Cherry Moon. I mean, and of course, that sequel to this came out called Graffiti Bridge, which sadly I didn't think was that good. I mean, the whole movie looks like it was shot on a soundstage, and I guess that pretty much put an end to Prince's movie career. Next up, this is Metallica and Some Kind of Monster, which is a really good documentary on the band. It focuses on their band problems and them seeing a psychiatrist and finding a bass player. Really interesting that they auditioned Twiggy from Marilyn Manson and Jane's Addiction's former bass player, but they ended up getting Robert Trujillo. Also, this has a really intense scene with Dave Mustaine in it, and this was directed by the same guy who did those Paradise Lost documentaries and Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. This is rare and out of print, but I'm sure maybe one of these days it'll be made available again, only in the 2 discs. This is the almost famous version from 2001, which has the theatrical and the director's cut version of the film, and it's got a Stillwater CD of 6 songs. This is, of course, about an aspiring writer who wants to work for Rolling Stone, who gets this assignment interviewing this rock band, and of course Kate Hudson is in it. This is a really good movie. And like I mentioned, the Viper 29, I am a Beatles fan like him. This is their very first movie, A Hard Day's Night, from '64. I haven't really watched this at all lately, but I've seen it a few times, and it's a really good movie. I haven't seen Help yet, which has a DVD release. I think Let It Be and Magical Mystery Tour need a DVD release. And I heard that Phil Collins has got a small role in this movie as an audience member. And last but not least, I showed this in my first 3 DVD box sets video from a couple months ago. This is the Beatles Anthology. This is the 3-part special from '95 that ABC aired that came out on VHS a year later as 8 video series. This is a whole load full of stuff that was never aired on the 3-part series, plus a bonus DVD of bonus features with the video for Real Love. And the little difference is the song Free as a Bird is the last song at the end of part 8 of the anthology, so this is definitely a must. Anyway, that's been it. Take care.